What's going on, everybody? Christian Hernandez here with Sports Video Group. We're here with another edition of our On the Pitch series to talk to our friends with the MLS. If you saw our team summit back in February, this is a familiar face for you. We're with Mark Witte. He's the director of event presentation for the Colorado Rapids. Mark, what's going on, my man? And how's the season going for you so far?
Yeah, it's going good, Christian. Thanks for having me a part of this again. And yeah, season's been going good. It's getting right back out at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. We have fans back now, so we're rocking and rolling this season so far.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It's going to be a great summer out there in Denver. Fans will be coming back at some point. Full capacity. We'll get to that. But for now, you're at Dick's Sporting Goods Park right now. What's it like for you on match day, and what are the kind of the in-venue elements that you're showing for fans that are in the stands that are there?
In all honesty, it's a great feeling to be back at the stadium. I mean, before I went the panel talking about second screen last time, I mean, we were working out of Ball Arena and everything. Grateful for that crew and like that experience and everything. But it's just another element of just being back at the building, opening up the windows, hearing the crowd noise, hearing the supporters, hearing just like the general atmosphere and everything. It's just all around really great to be back and like feeling that. And it's really awesome, like from a directing experience. Cause up to this season, I only directed one game out there. So it's like, all right, it's fun to get back out there and actually do it. And it's also been fun, like just working with like our crew and everything and just like developing those relationships and everything. And just, just getting right back to it. And it's been really fun. And yeah, our video show, like, I mean, it's just, getting back to like, it's kind of the general theme is just getting back to the normalcy of it all. And, but we do have we had some key learnings last year, like with second screen, and like we were able to bring some stuff into like our show and use that kind of creativity, that open-mindedness and everything like that. And, like video board elements, we brought in some new things. We actually did like a whole like round table, like within our internal staff of just like, hey, what are some fresh ideas and everything like that? Don't want just our team to like develop it. We want to hear from like every department pretty much. And we were actually surprised by some of the things we came back with. And now we have like new elements where, we're trying to educate fans on like the actual players' personalities. That's a big talking point for us. Just, like we have a lot of personality on our team. So it's like, how do we like identify that? So we do like a little fan segment of just who am I on the screen, put some hints up there and, just really give some like really fun facts about our players and everything, which is great. We do a what happens next series where it's just like, we pause a highlight, see what happens next and everything, have fans kind of guess at it and everything. So that's been a really fun thing to do. And we've just incorporated new data collection items for our marketing team. Like QR codes were a big hit obviously last year. And like on second screen for us, it was like our bread and butter pretty much. So it was like, all right, how do we like bring this into the in-stadium experience and everything? And we're doing it on the video board, which I'm like, I mean, like the timing, I don't know how long we can keep it up there.
Yeah.
But our marketing team took it to another level where we basically like have seen long lines in our stadium for the team store. So we're like, hey, let's put some stanchion toppers on top there. So our QR codes are now being used in our team store line. So you're waiting in line. It's like you can win a potential jersey. And like we've just been seeing tremendous results in like just the in-stadium like feel and everything like that. We run Rapids Trivia, which is from second screen. And then we have a new element called Stat Stakes, which is like kind of like our sweepstakes stats version where it's like, I'm a big stats guy. I love to like just hop on and like see like how the game's going and everything like that. And it's just a good story to tell. Like if the team's like super offensive, which our team is looking or like trending to be right now, like we're averaging like, 10, 15 shots a game. And that's actually the stat we're following for these first couple of games. And, 10 team records 10 shots, fan can go home with a jersey and everything like that. So it's just a fun thing to just kind of update the fans throughout the match and everything, highlight those stats, have our in-stadium host kind of elaborate a little bit more and everything. And it's just, those ideas have been great. Like just to kind of like get back in the rhythm and like, just like work out the kinks and everything. And, it's just been really fun. So that's kind of the new stuff there. And obviously like, it's just, fun to like just get the videos running again and for actual people instead of like a Zoom room and everything like that. So it's a good time out there.
It's a common thread I've been seeing from these interviews because everyone's talking about having to entertain either a small crowd or not even have the games there because you guys were in the bubble last season. But now the fans are back. It's free reign once again. You can do the activations, whether like you mentioned with stats or just video or anything like that. And it's crazy when you get everyone in a room together, you guys can create some new things that you're finally able to show supporters that are there. So you mentioned before the call, you're in an odd stretch of the season where you have about a month off from home matches because the Rapids are kind of the road warriors right now. They're playing all the matches on the road. And the 4th of July in Colorado is a big deal. And you guys are doing some special stuff for that match that weekend. You want to give us a little bit about what is announced right now and just kind of the overall spec and scope of how big that day is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 4th of July, I mean, coming out here, like that's like a tradition. Like I was honored to like, be a part, or like now that I have a chance to be a part of, and like just get looped into these conversations. Cause I think since the Rapids inception, like we've been doing a 4th of July fireworks show. And it's just grown to be, now it is confirmed that it is the largest public fireworks show in the state of Colorado. And it's just it's an awesome event. And I mean, it's one thing I had not experienced in person yet. So it's an interesting thing to plan, but just hearing the stories from like those people that have been around for so long, because we partner with Commerce City where our stadium's located and everything. And the city staff are excited about it. The Rapid staff are excited about it. It's just like, it's almost like we like, quote unquote, it's our Super Bowl almost, where we're just like, man, this is awesome. Like we get to like kind of, really put our stake in the ground that this is our day. And it's just a awesome experience where like, like it's all done like just outside our stadium, and fans can come on the field to like watch the actual fireworks take place. And like we do like a whole ramp up like video like into it, and it's just a big countdown. And then it's just an awesome firework display, and typically goes on for 20 minutes. So it's a very long fireworks show, not only the largest, but it's also like one of the probably the longest ones I can imagine. So but no, that's going to be a really fun event. Obviously our capacity, like we just announced, like it's going to be increased like close to like a full capacity and everything like that. So we're really excited to, like create that atmosphere. And like we're welcoming in the Western Conference champs, Seattle Sounders, in there. So it's going to be a great match. The team's playing really well right now. So it's just going to be on the pitch, it's going to be amazing. Like off the pitch, it's going to be even better. So it's like just very excited for that. But then also like on top of it all, like just the cherry on top of the cake, pretty much. It's just, we're retiring our first number in club history with Pablo Mastroeni. So obviously club legend, U.S. men's national team legend as well. It's just an honor to like, like just pay tribute to him, and just kind of like take advantage of like this night, this like celebration. And like, just like, not only are we coming back together, but we're coming back together to like, celebrate this legend here and everything like that. So like, we're just really excited to like, just make sure we like, it's the first time, which is a lot of pressure, but it's just exciting to just like, set that standard and that legacy piece and everything like that for the years to come. So we're all really excited about it. And that's just what like we've been working towards these past couple months, and like these past couple games. It's just been like, all right, like just like a team getting started in the season. It's like we got to like feel each other out and everything. Same thing in the control room. It's like we got to feel each other's directing styles, and just like how like people are queuing things up. And same thing with our production assistants. Sometimes like we've had like full-time staff like step in to like some roles that they've never done before. So it's just like, hearing their perspective on it, like how they can change things up and everything, which is like been awesome feedback for me, because it's just it's all a work in progress, but it's all a work in progress to like this one big like big stakeholder event.
What a year to experience that. Everyone's kind of stuck inside their houses during a pandemic. Months fly by. Now you're retiring a number of a club legend. It's just like everything is kind of going your way, and it should be a fun one. I could say that. I could probably say that for you. You guys are, like you said, very excited, and it should be an event that everyone's very much looking forward to. So you alluded to it before. We talked about the bubble that was in Orlando last year, and it says this is the first time someone's seeing this. They weren't able to attend the team summit back in February. You guys did a virtual watch party for the supporters while they were down in Florida. A quick overview of what you guys did and kind of the technology that was used for that endeavor.
Our second screen experience was second to none, if you will. So it's it was a great, challenging experience, but I mean, it like honestly, like just we didn't anticipate it being as big of a success as it really was at the end of the day. And it was just an awesome experience. Like, I mean, we basically used Zoom and like our technology at Ball Arena in the control room there and everything to really kind of just create this overall experience virtually while the MLS Is Back tournament was going on. So basically it was just bare bones of it, if you will. It was basically just like, a Zoom room with like a couple hosts. Like we started off, we got Stephen Keel from MLSsoccer.com, and we got Connor Cape, who was our radio play-by-play, who eventually it was Rachel Vigil, our in-stadium host, would step in there. They were kind of like our main anchor host for a little bit. Then we brought in like legends like Alan Gordon, who was a part of our Altitude broadcast team. And he was able to like kind of come in and like kind of create that experience as well. But we would have like our pregame where like we're just talking about like the game ahead, and like we have our sponsorship hit. So it's basically your video board show like on this platform, which we streamed out to YouTube and eventually Facebook. So it was just a really awesome like way to just like get it out there to fans. It wasn't like it was a totally free event that like people can like kind of see, and also we kind of took advantage of it that it's a way to educate fans about who the Rapids are, what our traditions are, and everything like that. So like we did our entire pregame processions on there where it's like we're showing off Mountain Roads, which is our supporters like main song before we play. Scarves Up, and we had season ticket members send in like starting 11 announcements, so like they were announcing the starting 11 as opposed to like a PA announcer. So it was all really cool stuff, and like during the game it was honestly like I pitched it to the host of just it's like you're in the living room with the fan talking about the games. Like, if you don't agree with a call, you're free to talk about how you don't agree with that call. Or if, hey, that was a great defensive play. Like, why was that a great defensive play? And then it was just great to like having like Alan and Steven there and like, Connor kind of queuing up those questions. Same with Rachel, just being like, yeah, like how much did that hurricane studs up tackled by this guy? And like, oh yeah, I hated that. And like, so we just have these stories and everything. And it's just like really fun to watch. But then like, halftime, we got like, it was like the more emotional pieces of it where like we would have our C30 or Centennial 38 president, David Wegner, come on. And we would talk about like, supporter culture and their traditions and everything. And honestly, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. Like he was talking to Steven and Alan about like what our man of the match were, which is our tradition at the end of the game, or I should say their tradition. Centennial 38, they basically handcraft and paint an oar for a player each game. It's our man of the match and everything. They present it to them. It's a big deal and everything. And like just hearing Dave, talk about like that tradition, like gives me goosebumps already. But then hearing Alan Gordon like come in and say like, hey, like I still have that hanging up in my office, like awesome. A retired player who's like been traveling around and everything like that. Like just to say that like that's such a special moment to him and how that much that meant to the players, and to see that connection with the supporters, it was just like a goosebump moment where it's just like, man, because Dave did not expect that at all. I didn't expect it at all. So it was like that was that one fun story. And it was really cool. And same thing, I mean, like outside of like that supporter segment, we had guests come in, like where we had Tim Howard join the show, Omar Cummings, I'm blanking on all the other ones, but it's basically a long list of people like came on and joined the show and everything like that. And just like, they just joined the conversation, which was like amazing just to kind of see that all unfold and everything. So it was just a overall really good experience for us. Like for when we were, grasping at straws, trying to figure out what to do for this virtual tournament. We're the first ones to go pretty much of like, how do we figure this out? I think I was watching like Korean baseball or something ideas. But it was all in all turned out to be great. We brought it back after the tournament and just did some stuff when the team was back here in Market and everything like that. And but those MLS Is Back tournament games were something else, just because it was just a great experience. And, it was great to like, help other Kroenke sports and entertainment teams like the Avalanche and Nuggets out in their pursuit, like for like what to do and everything. So I was just thankful and, blessed to like really like, be a part of that experience with that team down there. So shout out to all those guys, which I'll get to later. But, yeah, it was a great time.
Very unique opportunity for not only you guys to kind of do something a little bit different than what was normal, but also, like you said, for the fans to get like the little nuggets, quote unquote, the pun, the nuggets and like the behind the scenes moments that you normally wouldn't really get on a broadcast. You'd get it, but during the commercial, you're going to commercial. When there's a commercial on the virtual watch party, it's kind of like an authentic conversation with the people that would show up. So I think that was kind of cool, and kudos to you guys for doing that. But you mentioned shout out time. This is the time where you kind of give shout outs to the people that either you worked with for that virtual watch party or you're kind of working side by side with now. Who do you want to give names, shout outs to names, or just overall talk about your pride of your team and how you guys keep on getting the job done this year?
It's a great call. I mean, it's going to be a lot of people to shout out here. I mean, we at the Colorado Rapids, we like have it like it's one club. Like we're all in it together, and like, we pick up like the slack where needed. There's no questions asked, but I mean, it's overall the club was like, it was a great team experience last summer, and even continuing into this year, it was just a great build up to like what we have now. And I mean, just starting like, like with the people I report to, I mean, that like gave me the opportunity to like, pursue this and everything like that. Obviously starting with our SVP of business operations, Wayne Brand, and our VP of marketing, Alyssa Bruno. Like, I mean, just the amount of conversations we had of like, should we do this second screen experience and everything? Like they gave us the nod, and it was just like, all right, let's do this. And It was great. And, like Taylor Milner, my event presentation manager, like she knocked it out of the park, just getting us all scheduled and like helping out, like being a part of the process as well. Jamie Kingston, our marketing manager, like she's like our production assistant extraordinaire as well. So she was helping us out in the Zoom room watch parties and everything like that. So just like making sure we're all good there.
Right.
And just continues to this day, like help us like production assistant wise. So like she did a tremendous job helping us out. Obviously from the KSC broadcast team, like Ryan Gonzalez, Andrew Kenyon, Billy Capra, Gary Scarcelli, Tabor Chapman, Nick, Brett. Apologies, I'm missing those last names and everything, but those guys, like they worked tirelessly to like get that whole platform like set up for us and everything like that, and it was just like a tremendous feat to get like us the capability to even do the second screen, to give us a lifeline really to like do things. So like it's just like we would be nothing without them. Like when they came to us with that idea, it's like, man, does this really work? And it was just great to kind of see the process kind of like build out. And then obviously extending into this season, like getting back to the stadium, like just maintaining our video boards, like where our stadium's about 15 years old now, and it's just like just making sure that we're all up and running day in, day out. And it's obviously like an older stadium, but it's I called it like, I mean, it really is like it's a gem of MLS. Like it's like one of like the older stadiums, and like it's something like you see the mountains in the background, you can see a great game on the pitch. So it's really great to have those guys, just like maintaining our boards and like making sure that we're like able to operate at a high level that we do. So honestly, can't say enough about those guys. And obviously like the in-game crew that comes in like each game day to like make the experience happen. Like I thank them for like dealing with all my questions and all my director feedback that I live off of. So it's like really great to hear those guys. So like the Ben Meadows of the world, Hannah Melnick, the Eli's, Jonathan's, like everyone that comes in to like help us out and everything. Like I just huge shout out to everyone there. And then just like going into this season, like the people that have stepped into roles that like, like we didn't really like, it's not their role, like, but they one club mentality and everything. Jared Bernstein, our new director of marketing, like he's helped us out tremendously. He's never done production before, but he just wanted to help out and everything. So he's just stepped in and helped us out. So he's done a tremendous job. Jordan Rothrock, our creative director, like, oh my gosh, like the amount of graphics I requested that guy game in, game out, and he's able to like get it in, size it up correctly in a timely order. And like, he's a rock star there as well. So shout out to him. Amanda Leonard, Sarah Sanat, Lindsay Jones, our corporate partnership team, like they helped us out, like being our extra hands production assistant wise. So shout out to them for stepping in. And honestly, like, yeah, our DJs, DJ Triz or Aaron Markham, like shout out to him for coming out. Alan Roach, our PA announcer, like shout out to him. And I mean, the list can go on. I can keep going with shout outs. But we have a great team here. And I'm like extremely thankful to work with like an experienced team like this, like have the resources that we do. And yeah, it's overall just a great experience out here, and it's great to just challenge ourselves and learn from the other teams as well. So yeah, it's been a great ride. And on that note, I mean, it's shout out to Steve Johnston, Cameron Kelly, Craig, like everyone over there from the other side of KSC. Like shout out to those guys for helping me out and answering all my questions.
Steve Johnston is a 2-time guest of the show. He was on the hardwood with the Denver Nuggets and at the rink with the Colorado Avalanche. So shout out to Steve if you're watching this. What's up, man? You guys are doing a great job, Mark. It's been interesting to see how you guys have evolved since July of 2020. And just like you said, everyone's doing it all for what's hanging over the left shoulder, all for the scarf and for the Rapids. So
yeah, all for the badge.
Yes. Awesome. Mark, thanks for taking the time, buddy. Good catching up. Hopefully when it's safe enough to do so, I'll catch a flight out to Colorado and catch a match.
There we go. We'll welcome you gladly. Thanks for having me on today, man. And yeah, just looking forward to everything going on. So yeah, thank you.